Hello, everybody. You are tuning in to our Tales from Tomorrow TTRPG series, where we play the Fallout 2D20 TTRPG. Here together, our group, Sky playing his character Sam, our friend DK playing his character Jim, and our friend Mac Raven playing her character Raven. We are picking up after a massive combat that took place 2 weeks ago. We took off 4/20, April 20th, because it was Easter. We had family and stuff around. It was a good weekend to take a week off. So we are back, fresh and ready to go. That being said, a bit of a recap that we're going to be picking up with our friend Sky's character, Sam, knocked out. So that leaves Jim and Raven to conclude their fight, unless they can maybe save Sam in the process, but that would include giving him some medical aid in the heat of combat. And there's a big power armor-clad Mothman leader ready to knock some sense into you all. With that being said, some housekeeping at the top too. We are preparing for our Fallout 2D20 TTRPG campaign summer series. That is to say, we are hosting games open to the public. If you have wanted to try this game before, in its various iterations. These are the guidebooks I picked up, the other ones in the background here. But if you're interested in playing, this is an open to the public, free-to-play session that we're going to be hosting multiples of. I think we're at least going to have about 4 campaigns this summer. They're going to be short campaigns, 1 episode, maybe 3 episodes at most. We're going to keep it varied so that people's schedules can better align with it. Not everyone's going to be able to make 3 episodes. Some people are going to want to do more than just 1 episode. So we're leaving it flexible. I have quite a substantial mailing list already with something, I think it's above 8 emails now of people who are going to join us. So if you're interested, you better get your name on the list soon. And one of the best ways to do that is to join our Discord server. You could leave a comment on one of my TikTok videos. Specifically, if you get into my DMs on TikTok, that's a great place to do it. That's where I've been making most of these connections. Where else? You could leave a comment on YouTube, but I want to warn all of you, if I don't respond to you, I have not seen it. So again, if you get no response, I have not seen your comment, just as a warning. I will confirm with you if I've got it, because that's the stage where I'll try and DM you and, get the emails and all that stuff. I just want people to know, in case you leave a note somewhere and it goes unreplied, you better do it again, because that one's lost to the void for me. With that being said, it's, again, open to the public, free for all, great opportunity for people to learn. Our comrades here, I think most of this group here, assuming their schedules align, they're going to try and get in various games this summer themselves. It's just a fun time to explore a whole new tabletop system that you probably haven't gotten the chance to do before. So we welcome you to that opportunity, that time to build community with one another. That's really what this is about, is getting to know others in the Fallout community, introducing more people to tabletops, especially when we live in this little era of kind of a drought when it comes to new Fallout games. I know there's a lot of mixed feelings on Fallout 76, and I always say that putting it into TTRPG form is a great way to put the agency back in your hands, to set up the campaigns you want, to run with the people you want. And as our comrades here at the table have gotten to know, in this game, you can go much further, as they have their own APC they drove into combat in the previous episode. And the fact that they're trying to secure right now a boat for their own travel around the map. So that goes to show you can break the rules that you might normally have in a digital game. With that being said, I could ramble a lot longer, but I will recommend you go check out the YouTube video where I broke it all down for people. And again, over on TikTok, I'm doing the very same. I'm doing multiple TikTok shorts where you can watch along with those. If you got questions, ask them, and I'll record more videos in response to you. As for our group here, again, they are on the boat beachhead map. They had driven in from what is the right-hand side of the screen, and their APC, they deployed their troops and went to battle with the Mothman cultists. A warning again, if I refer to the Mothman cultists as raiders, pardon me, it's because we're using raider stat blocks. But this is it was a previous raider encampment. The free radicals were here. The Mothman cultists kind of flushed them out. The free radicals were trying to reclaim this boat for themselves, but the Mothman cultists got it, and now our friends representing the town of Hope, have done the very same. So, without further ado, I want to toss it to all of you, just to kind of see where you feel about leaving off. Maybe we'll go and start with Sky, and then we'll go to Jim, and then we'll go to Raven here quickly. If you just want to recap your character, because Sky, you had your character get knocked out the previous time because we weren't sure if we were going to play in between. You want to tell a little about what happened to Sam?
Well, I had gone into the boat to face this Mothman boss, and I was able, he kind of pinned me against the wall. I was able to get a shot off and knock his power armor with my shotgun, but he quickly advanced, sucker punched me, and flung me through this window, and I hit my head on this little piece of concrete and wood, and it knocked me out cold.
That's right. That is absolutely true. So we got one knocked out Sam. Jim, what are you thinking? You're in the cabin with that Raider power armor clad Mothman cultist. What a name.
I don't remember correctly, but I think the last thing I did was I tried to swing at him with one of my weapons. I don't know which one it was, but I don't think I hit. I don't know if I hit. I don't know.
Don't remember specifically, but I do have his stat block here. So I do have where his damage is left off, but I didn't write down exactly which piece is which. Maybe it's in the alchemy chat there, it says, because you probably did, like you're saying, like four points of damage to him, maybe.
Yeah.
So loosely, the way power armor works in this game is that it has its own hit point system. I say this game, but I'm sure this applies across the board to most of Fallout. This one's got its own hit point system, so whenever you put on, let's say, some really fancy power armor, it might add 10 HP over top of a certain area of the body. If you're thinking of like 5e D&D rules, or maybe even Baldur's Gate rules, this is almost like temporary hit points, but it's per piece. So temporary hit points on your head, on your arms, on your chest, on your legs. And so there is something to maybe whittling down a specific area of the power armor. But yeah, it's got its own damage resistance. It's got its own armor factor played in there. And you guys have done some substantial armor. He's got a pretty rough kit on him himself. You know, this is stolen from the Free Radical Raiders. So you're doing good work over there, DK, punching and shooting at him. Raven, where do we leave you? You're sort of outside of the boat. I can't remember if you had gotten... I think maybe you had not gotten into that room just yet. I think you were just a little bit behind him as it stood.
I'm looking through the window, wondering how to help with my hurt arm. I can't use my flamer or big hammer.
Oh, a fair point. Also, I do apologize, anyone out there, if you hear like a pop throughout the stream. I hear it on my microphone here and there, but it's not like bad. I just hear it every once in a while. So sorry about that if that happens again. Raven's right, trying to figure out what sort of weapon to use. Well, we're going to go right back into initiative order. And on my screen, I do have Raven up. Jim had rolled last. So I do think Raven, yeah, you were going to do something. And that's when we had to call it urgently due to being out of time. So Raven, we'll dive in with you. What is your plan? You're looking through the window, wondering how to help. You got a hurt arm, so you can't use two-handed weapons. That's taking the flamer and the big hammer out, but you got a pistol. And your bow is two-handed too, so... While she's typing, also a reminder to folks out there, if you're looking to buy this game, you can get it 10% off with the code BTAILS, the Modiphius site. And if you use the code BTAILS18 at the Bethesda site, you save 20%. Okay.
Take out my 10mm and aim for his spine.
Ooh, okay. So you're gonna go in for a shot. Are you gonna move first? You were outside of the cabin. Based on where we see you on the stream and on my alchemy, you're outside of the cabin. It looks like you're off of the boat. I would let you get up on board. Oh, you're gonna shoot through the window, maybe. Yeah.
Yep.
So the only thing that's You know, certainly you can do this. I'm trying to decide if the difficulty goes up at all because you are, in my view of this, you're a little bit lower than the window, meaning at best you'd have to be like at an angle where you could see their head and kind of shoot them from there. I'm going to say it's just going to be a difficulty 2 test, but you're going to be able to do this if you want. You got the survival smarts. Difficulty 2 to hit the guy, though. Oh! She rolled 3 successes. That means you get 1 back to your action point pool if you want to go ahead. Or I can add that for you. Right now, I've got it right here. So I put the point in. You guys have 3 out of 6 action points in your pool. Raven, go ahead and roll damage on that. Wow, that is some substantial damage. She rolled 2, 4, 6, 7 damage to him. Let me pull up his stuff again. View what he's rocking. Because I need to see his armor. Or do I? How did I do this? It's not in his little character thing. Let me do it next to my own side here. Okay. -7. And, here we go. I got the list right below me. Boop, 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 boop. Old Kyle knew what he was doing. You aimed for a chest shot. So chests have... He's going to get, at this rate, he's going to take 5. He's going to take 5 points of that damage, Mac. Which means that you have dealt him a critical hit to his torso. As you kind of crane around, maybe, I don't even know, maybe you're climbing on the side of the boat. You're a dexterous sort of person there. And Raven gets there, gets that perfect shot. Pow, pow. I have sound effects around here somewhere, maybe not for the guns. But she gets the perfect shot in there. And Raven, you hit right where Sam had already kind of cleaned up some space for you. Sam had blasted the guy right in the chest before being punched out the window, and you're able to take advantage of that critical spot in his armor. He is now bleeding out. Great attack. Do you have anything else you want to do with your round, Raven?
The wise one is with me, dim one, I yelled.
She's yelling it. The wise one is with me. That cultist takes a step back, stunned sort of, and being shot, surprised, thinking that the armor he had was going to hold up better than it has in this fight, thinking that his troops outside would hold up better. She is passed, so Jim, this goes back to you. I think, right?
Yeah. All right. I'm gonna swing with my baseball bat here.
Okay.
Let's see.
You only need difficulty 1 to hit the guy. Great. 2 more back in the pool. And as a reminder, Jim, you can add extra combat dice to your melee attacks if you spend an action point. I can look up what that is again, but I think it's like +1 per every action point you add. I think you can add up to like +3.
I'm fine.
No more damage? You guys got a lot of action points. It would not hurt you to use it. I don't want to tell you what to do.
Oh yeah, I'll add an extra.
Okay, so add extra damage. 1 to 3 AP can be spent on a successful melee attack. You can spend AP to add 1d6 per AP spent. So yes, how much you want to spend? You guys got, what was the number? 4? I moved it. You guys got 5 out of 6, so you could spend anywhere from 1 to 3 of that and add a point per.
I'll spend 1.
Okay. And so go ahead and roll your damage die for that weapon. And then, I don't know, did you add yours into that or do you need to roll 1 more?
Yeah, no, I added it into that.
Okay, perfect. So you just did 4 more pieces of damage. And can you roll a location die for me as well so we know where that hits?
Yeah.
And that is a left arm hit. What has he got on his left arm here still? Ta-ta-da. And we said that was, 4 damage in there? So he's going to take only 2 of that to his left arm. So you guys are whittling him down here. Okay, anything else you want to do on your turn, Jim? You're welcome to spend AP for more. You can move, anything like that.
No, that's it.
Okie doke. Well, he is back up then. in his turn. And what's he gonna do? Because I don't think I really got to use him too much other than punching Sam. He has... okay. He's gonna do... Really? He's only got an unarmed strike? He doesn't have a melee weapon? Okay. He's gonna use an unarmed strike on Jim here. He gets 2 successes, so 1 back into my pool. And he hits you, Jim, in the left arm with just a simple punch attack. He does 4 points of damage. Do you have any damage reduction on that? That would be your left arm.
Let me see.
People at home can probably hear the battle raging in the background, and it is. There's still Mothman cultists that are probably out there, a couple that we just don't have tokens for, that are shooting back and forth with some of the Foundation soldiers and such as they're kind of cleaning up that area.
Yeah, so I have a 1 damage resistance.
Great. So you take 3 then to that, with 3 to your health points there.
Okay.
And I'm going to say that he uses his movement to get out here into the back of the boat. He's trying to get some range, and he's going to go ahead and I'm going to spend AP. He's going to use his weapon again, his hunting rifle, scores his success, and Raven, he's aimed at you for this, but he does really bad damage. He gets you in the torso with 4 points of damage to the torso. Do you have damage resistance, Raven? And then it will be your turn, by the way. So he basically sort of, I guess in a sense, shoves Jim out of the way, right? Pushes him really hard against the arm with his power armor, inflicts some damage to Jim, and runs out to the back of the vehicle. Mothman, guide me! And he takes out the hunting rifle he has and takes a shot right at Raven. Right into the chest. The question is...
Yes, I leather chest, so 2.
So 2. Okay, so you take, what we say, 2. You take 2 points of that damage then. Take 2 out of your maximum health, or 2 from your health pool, and then you're up to choose your next action. I do have Hell's Bells over there. She's one of the people probably engaged with some of those other cultists. Her and Alfred are over there. Alfred is the team's Mr. Handy unit, who has been a wonderful help. I think Alfred actually ran off after Lena last time. I think he was going to check on her. A very big reminder that Lena, the town's handy woman, she's works with Tom at the robot repair shop. She's been the pilot for their APC, Armored Personnel Carrier, and Lena is basically jostled around in that APC as it was thrown down the street, and it crashed off of the roadway onto its side. The Mothman cultists had done this with one of their growing vine attacks, and so Lena's in probably pretty bad shape in there. We haven't heard from her, but you can kind of see her off to the side there. Okay, Raven, what's your plan?
I climb the boat and take aim smelling blood with my 10 millimeters.
Okay, great. Go for it. She's getting on board using her movement, getting into close range. Love it. What do you got, Raven? I need... Oops, that guy's not alive. Brought someone back from the dead. Ah, he has a machete, though.
I will us luck and re-roll the 18.
Oh, I'm sorry, I didn't see it. Let's see what you got there. 17 and an 18. Yeah, go for it. Use a luck point, re-roll an 18. Go for it. That is a mechanic in this game that once dice are rolled, nothing. And you use your minor action so you don't have an aim. Raven takes her shot, and it just dinks right off of his power armor.
The Mothman has left me.
Unless you got anything else, we're cycling back to Jim. Jim, it is your turn, unless Raven speaks up about using any action points.
All right, folks. Well, I'm gonna get out of this little thing here and move my way towards here, and I'm guessing that is my major.
Minor action to move.
Okay. All right.
Yep. You still have your major action to attack with, or you could rally or anything like that.
I'll attack.
Go for it.
All right, baseball bat. Let's go.
1 success, that connects. And again, you're welcome to spend AP if you want to increase the damage any of this, and you're gonna go ahead and roll your attack for it and your hit die location. 3 points. Where are we connecting with? The right leg. DK goes for a sweeping strike there. So 3 points. I think this guy's still got some beefy leg armor, but I am calculating that in there. -3. I don't think anyone's really shot at his legs yet. The chest is very vulnerable. By the way, I'm saying this now. You guys, as a reminder, can choose to attack a specific area. It would increase the difficulty of your test by 1, unless you have a perk like Center Mass, Mac. That's a good thing for you to take advantage of, is Center Mass. But if you want to target a specific part, like his chest armor is wrecked. In the future, now that I know how power armor works, I'll make a cleaner sheet for myself next time so I can give you guys a little bit more feedback quicker. But this is my very first time. I'm a new novice here to this. Okay, so you've dealt your 3 damage to leg. Clunk, you hit it, and he looks at you. I will not be moved by you. Anything else you want to do on your turn, Jim?
No, that is it.
He is going to, in his upcoming, I am going to have him move up, and being a kind of raider boss that he is, and the fact that his NPC block does not have very good weapons on him, he is going to take from one of the dead cultists that is laying on the ship here. There is a raider scavenger. Well, sorry, the stat block says raider scavenger. From that body, he is going to take a machete from it, and he whips around with this newly brandished machete. He's going to use his major action to do that, and his minor action to move. Raven, he's going to take this and swing it at you using his secondary action that I'm going to pay for. He, with this machete, is going to do 3 combat dice if he connects. So let's see. Let's see if he will do that. Where is his button? Boop. Play. And, let's see, roll 2 of these. Okay. He connects on this, and his 3 combat dice coming at you, Raven. He's rolling those, and a hit location. Where is he slashing you? Straight to the torso, Raven. He does, he has piercing 1 on this, so if your chest has damage resistance, he's going to go through 1 point of it. He's doing 2 damage. So how much damage resistance do you have on your chest right now, if any at all?
Two.
You got 2. Okay, so he lowers it by 1, and then so that negates. You take 1 point of damage then to the chest. Very weak, very very weak attack for being the Mr. Boss Man here. He has a plan though. Okay, that's all he's gonna do. Raven, that puts you back into the driver's seat here. You guys are, at the damage rate you're going, probably maybe about 2-ish turns away from maybe getting some super critical. Oh, I do need to also take some health off of him for the damage that he's been bleeding out. So let me check the criticals tab again and see what that says. Suffer 2d6 physical damage, ignoring damage resistance. Woo! I want real physical dice. I want me some physical dice. 2d6. 1, and I think there was another turn in between here. 3. So 3 total. He takes 3 points to health that his armor cannot reduce. Okay, taking that off of his sheet as well. Raven's typing out what she's going to do next. The boat showdown. While Raven's typing, everyone, a reminder to go check out the TikTok and Instagram. There is a bunch of new content up there, a couple of the B-roll footage style things I do as well, and some auto clips from these sessions. But I would say if you're someone that comes by the Twitch stream, it would be amazing if you chose to do any of the clipping on your side. If you like any bits of this and you think they would make good reshareables, clipping it on Twitch is a great way to do that.
Okay, I take my mine and place it the opening on his chest and press the trigger and duck behind the box in the center.
How interesting. How interesting. What mine is this? I want to be very flexible about this, but a good reminder that most mines don't function this way. So I think the best thing one could do if you were trying to use a landmine like that is it has to be a suicide bomber style attempt. Meaning a mine works based on pressure. So if you're going to apply pressure, that means you must push it into them and have that equal explosion into yourself. Speaking of mines, that is to say, they're not meant to be throwables or anything like that. But let me know.
The bottle cap 1.
Okay. I don't think there's anything to bottle cap mines being set off differently, right, in the Fallout franchise. Bottle cap mines are crudely put together, yet a formidable explosive. Bottle cap mines are constructed from a simple container, such as a lunchbox, like maybe this one here, filled with bottle caps and a crude explosive mixture, and fitted with a sensor and a detonator. The explosive force hurls the caps over a wide area at such speed that they are essentially shrapnel. When constructing it, you may add extra bottle caps. How interesting. When a mine detonates, roll the damage rating. So, yeah, unless anyone wants to correct me, any bigger Fallout aficionados, and want to let me know, I think some mines are proximity, like the frag bottle cap may be based on a sensor. Yeah, I'm not familiar with that. The rules don't say anything unique about that. How do bottle cap mines work?
I would argue if it was a frag mine, it would work because of how it works in Fallout, but I just don't know how the bottle cap mines exactly work.
Do they say so? Because I've noticed that they have the big little sensor thing on the side, but again, is it what trips one of these mines?
I do have frag mine too.
I think the way to roll this, just to keep it simple, is I'm pretty sure the rules as written would say that mines in this game are meant to be stepped on, grenades are meant to be thrown. So I think that anytime you're going to deploy a mine in the way you're suggesting, I don't think you would typically get the chance to get away from it. That the explode, like if you're going to push it into somebody, that it would explode in the very same motion.
Just a thought. Would it be possible if I tossed Raven my nuka grenade?
That's probably very possible. I mean, you could definitely try and exchange that with her. Absolutely.
Okay. Mac, do you want my nuka
I
grenade?
just found a grenade.
So to transfer the grenade probably will take someone's, probably to be fair, major action, I think, on your turn, DK, if you want to give that to Raven on the next. Or maybe
Okay.
she already has a grenade in her inventory, maybe.
I have found frag grenade.
Okay, if you got a frag grenade, you can try and use that for sure. Great question. So go ahead. You're welcome to go ahead and use your grenade as you would. Okay, so Raven rolled her perception and explosives test, so you're able to go ahead and throw that. I don't know what the difficulty standard is for that, but I'm just gonna give you the points back to the pool there. Okay, and you're throwing a frag grenade. And frag grenades. I don't know how big the radius is for one of these things, by the way. When you make an attack with a blast weapon, you do not choose a single opponent. Instead, you select a zone you can see and make the appropriate skill test to attack, with a basic difficulty of 2, adjusted for range as normal. If you succeed, every creature and other damageable target in that zone suffers the weapon's damage. If you fail, your misplaced attack is less effective. Only roll half the weapon's dice to determine damage. So I think you get 1 point back into the pool off of that, is what it said. I will warn, on the back of the boat that you're trying to commandeer, you're about to throw a frag grenade. So if you roll complications on this, you're probably going to injure the boat. I should also note that based on the visuals of the map, there are gas canisters right where you're about to throw the grenade as well, which was probably a little hidden by that guy's icon, but there are gas canisters there, and that is the cabin right behind it. So just again, if you're in a precarious spot for the use of a frag grenade, I'll just say that. You're welcome to do it. The world is your oyster. But should you get bad complications on this, I think really, even without complications, you do run the risk of like starting a gas fire on the back of the boat here, just for the sake of saying that much. I encourage you to go ahead and roll your damage, though. I mean, I guess you already connected with this, so I don't know. There's no complications per se, maybe. What is a frag grenade roll, Mac, you know? 6d6. Sky types in chat, please don't blow up the boat, Sam says from beyond the grave. That is not the right dice. Those are D20s. You need D6s, combat dice. Oh, wow. That stinks. Frag grenade away, and as it explodes, it almost is a dud. I mean, 2 points of damage. He doesn't even flinch, Raven. That didn't bother the guy at all.
The wise man guide me.
We are back up to Jim.
Okay.
It is your turn now.
All right. Let's see.
While he's getting set up, I would like to interject real quick.
Sure, go for it.
So, I want to say that something whizzes past Sam, and it very, very lightly brings him back to consciousness. And it's almost like out of the scene out of a war movie where there's just stuff going down. Maybe there's like a Mothman guy without an arm. There's a settler helping another one, pulling him to the tree line to keep him safe. And he turns his head and sees the APC in the air with Lena in it, which he hadn't really seen happen before because we were on the other side of the map. And he kind of just starts crawling his way over here using the bricks for guidance, and then collapses and passes out again.
Oh, damn. Sam
All
came back for just a little bit. Jim, what do you got for us?
I thought about it, and I'm just like, okay, well, I'm just going to go and do the bat again.
Okay, sure thing.
Let's see, here we go.
Bummer, no successes. You're welcome to roll them with luck, or you can spend AP for another go round at an attack this turn.
Nah.
What's your health look like, DK, and what's Mac's health look like?
Mine is 7.
7. Okay. Because this guy...
7 horsepower.
There you go, 7 horsepower. This guy's up, and having seen what you did, Raven, he is also, you beat him to the punch, he's also equipped with a frag grenade. So he goes ahead and throws that at you two, and he nails 2 successes, and his grenade does not work like yours. He gets 2 successes, so he gets the hit. I get 1 AP back to my pool. He... nails you with 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7 points of damage. Did he just... Okay, so okay, that's intense. I swear.
Oh, dear.
I'll screenshot it. I don't know. Why isn't it letting me screenshot? Anyway,
Kyle killed me.
He definitely... I'm putting this in the chat for people to see. I'll share this later. That's his grenade throw right there. Let me recount. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. Yes. And what does a frag grenade do again? It has the blast effect. So the question is, how much damage resistance do you guys have? How do we calculate damage resistance on one of these? When you make it, it didn't fail. How does damage? Because you guys are in a real rough one. If you just TPK'd 2 of the party here and Sam's passed out. Oh no. Okay, let's see. I'm just checking and roll here to see if there's any... We're probably going to roll some, like, spot on your body that you take this damage.
No.
They don't target a single opponent instead. What target... What part of the body does a grenade hurt? Okay, because I'm not sure if it's about hitting zones with a blast. So since grenades have the blast quality, they don't target specific body parts. Instead, they attack the entire zone. Weapon damages everyone in the area. with its full damage rating. The weapon damages everyone in the targeted zone with its full damage rating. I'm going to simply roll a die. This is me maybe making up the rules on the fly. Maybe I'm also being a little bit helpful to the team here so we don't TPK. I don't know. But I'm going to roll a die here. This is going to mostly affect your legs based on where it is thrown. So what is your left leg damage resistance for Jim and Raven? That will be whatever you subtract from the 7 here. Yikes.
Which leg? Both?
Left leg.
Oh, 1.
Yeah. Whatever your damage resistance is on that one.
1.
Okay, 1. Got it. So you take 6 damage to your left leg, or to your health. So that puts you down to 1. Your leg is also extremely badly injured. You are now in the kind of hobbled state there. And what does that do again? That is when you get the leg, immediately you fall prone, your legs give out under your weight, you can no longer take the sprint action, and now moving is your major action. Yikes, you guys. He's gonna come over and finish you off slowly now. You just hear him mutter under his breath, like as there's like dust settling, and I'm assuming there's screaming and yelling, badly mangled limbs. We're going to see what Raven's health is here in a second, but you just hear him mutter under his breath, and he says, "No, you see, the Mothman guides us." You need to check what the damage resistance is on that vault-tec thing. Let's say 1. What is it exactly? What do you have on your leg? I don't know. I'm sorry. You have to know that a little faster than I do. Not to be a stinker, but I don't know your gear off the top of my head here. Can check it in Notion. Let's not randomize it. Let's go ahead and figure out what it is, Raven, and let me know in chat there once you confirm on that one. Okay, it is actually going to be your turn next, so we will sort of be waiting for you. But you're, I'm going to say, probably down to 1 or no health points as well. He is going to use the rest of his action to move over to both of you. So he's standing directly above you as the dust is settling on the bridge. Parts of the mast, whatever the hell's going on back here, the rigging, some of these cables are blown apart. Some of the metal bent and broken on the back of the ship here. As again, the grenade went off right at the side, right over top of all of that, basically. And he comes over, and for his next turn, you see he raises his machete over Raven, and he's not really technically preparing an attack, but he's telegraphing it to you that he is going to finish off Raven in the next go. That's his plan. Freaking crazy! We're gonna have a TPK at the start. We got Lena down, Sam's down, Jim and Raven are down to 1 health. It's 2. Okay, so then you only take 5 of that, which still leaves your leg badly damaged. 5 is the critical, but now you have 2 points of health left. Yikes! And you're up, Raven. Badly wounded, arm lacerated, shattered. I kind of forget exactly how that one got badly messed up. I forget if that was a shot or what happened. It's time to just eat the Nuka-Cola grenade right here on the deck of the ship.
Jim, you okay?
Bad times.
I do have that one Rusty made me.
Can it work?
But I don't want to lose the ship.
Oh, the grenade you're talking about. Oh my God. I think that's a bad idea personally. I mean, here's the other thing. There's no way you and Jim survive it. That's I think the most important thing. There's no way you both survive it. So the question is, do you have new character sheets ready for tonight? But or for real. The cards are in your hand, Raven. If you wanna, Sky says in chat, do you all have some healing items? I'd run away and heal, in my opinion. You know, running is gonna be a bit of a problem, though, huh?
Mm-hmm.
Crawl away and heal.
And I can't shove the guy overboard.
You could try, but honestly, I think the cards are just stacked against you from a realism point. Like, you have a broken arm and a broken leg, and he's still in power armor, as damaged as it is. He still has the exoskeleton. You could try it, but and you do have AP in your pool, so you could spend some and maybe you could burn your luck on it, but gosh, I mean, just for a difficulty, I feel like it should be a contested roll, but I feel like there's probably a modifier against you, meaning probably at least 1 out of difficulty for each of your injuries, because you're trying to shove a guy while you don't have an arm and a leg working. So that's going to be rough. And I feel like, to his defense, I mean, he gets a I think his strength in that is an automatic 11 in the power armor is how that works. So he's got a strong strength roll. We can absolutely do it. If that is your intention, is to push him off the edge, though, I will absolutely let you do it. You could use all your action points you guys got and spend them, burn them up if that's an approach you want to do. I could roll that check for him and see how he does. Because this would be a strength and athletics test.
I pray to the Mothman and spend my whole pool of luck and an app to shove him off the boat.
Well, so be AP first, just to be clear. Nothing with luck until after you roll. Yeah, why don't you go ahead and spend as many dice as you want, and then we're gonna roll what his fight back against you. His what's it called? Competition roll, something to that effect. So as many dice as you want. You could roll all 5 if you want to spend out. Oh, well, I don't actually. Did you have a full pool? How many were in there? I see it's clear now. As a reminder, if you spend all 6 AP, that's 3 more dice. And if you have less than 6 AP, the best you can do is 2. Unless you want to buy one from me. This is a tough one. This is gonna be a tough one, you guys. This is gonna be a tough one.
I will buy one.
So how much AP was in the pool for you guys? Because it's at 0 right now. That doesn't seem correct to me.
There was, I believe, there was 4.
4? Can I?
Yeah.
Just so I. So you're gonna buy 1, which costs you 1 AP. But you took 4 out. So that'd be, if you spend 3 AP, that's 2 dice. I'm just trying to clear up the math because I think the math is being done wrong. To your disadvantage, I think. That's the only reason I'm trying to rules litigate that, is I think you guys are hurting yourselves with how the AP was spent. Sky says, spend them all, buy extra, do every die you can, says Sky. That's valid. You could buy 2 more.
I want to buy 1 extra.
So you need to put 3 back in the pool. If you're only buying 1 extra die, you put 3 AP back in your pool. then you'd roll 3 die total. 3 dice, whatever. I hope that makes sense. By the way, again, just as a general reminder for everyone, the way the AP per dice works is it's a what's the word? Exponential sort of system. It's 1 AP for your first die. It's 2 additional AP to add the second, meaning that's 3. So 1 plus 2. And then for the third and final die you can buy, it costs in itself 3. So that's 1 plus 2 equals 3, plus the other 3. So that's 6. Hard to explain that. No, I want to buy 1 more from you. I want to use... Okay, so you need to buy 2 more from me, and then you can roll all 3. That's... If you had 4, that's the correct math. I get 2, you get to roll all 3.
Yes.
Great. So you're rolling 5 dice total on your thing. Go ahead, Raven. Roll them up! Although that's not the correct roll. I don't know what happened there. We're scrapping that reroll completely. So you need that athletics and strength test. Rolling 5. Excellent. Okay, great. She got 3 successes. Here he comes. And you just gave me some extra AP. So... I'm going to spend just 1 here. And he has... an 11 plus 2, so anything that's under a 13. Lucky for you, Raven, he only rolls 1 success on this. Even with his power armor, you, maybe with the power and the light of a Mothman, you are able to, with your 1 good arm, 1 good leg, kind of push this guy. Which side of the boat are you throwing him off of, by the way? What's your goal there? You are able to get the momentum on it and just simply get this dude at a spot. Maybe it's his power armor with how broken it is at this point, the damage you've done to it. He is unable to just... throw off this attack, almost killing, after having almost killed both of you. You just... So where's he going, Raven?
Right into the water.
Which specifically? Where are you sending him? I warn you again, if you push him right next to where Jim is, this is the shallowest water. So, he's just going to walk right out of it. And if you push him on that side, it's slightly deeper, deep enough for a fishing boat there. So go for it, Raven. She chucks him off of this side, and with a big splash, you hear him fall into the water, which is going to bring you temporarily out of encounter mode here. I'm going to let you all decide what you want to do now. That man is not technically dead, for the record.
Hope you can swim.
He's just sinking to the bottom of the river in power armor. So, back to all of you. What's your plan now? In no specific order.
I gotta heal.
Go for it. You got a stim pack or anything like
Jim,
that?
you okay?
Yes, I do have a stim pack. I will use one. Actually, no. Actually, hold on. I will use my super stim pack.
Ooh. Yeah, I would actually throw it and say, like, you could use food in a situation like this, but I think you're still too much in the middle of a combat zone to sit down and eat.
Yeah.
So, super stim pack it is. Is that 8 hit points back or something? I forget.
Let me see. 8. Yes, 8.
Heck yeah, I'm remembering some things. So 8 hit points back to Jim. That's fantastic. Raven, you're on the back of the boat here. You doing anything for yourself?
I pop a Nuka cherry, not stims for me.
Yeah, I'll let you have a Nuka cherry. You know what? And the same goes for Jim too. By the way, Jim, since I'm ruling it's okay to pop a Nuka, the same goes for you. If you want to do something in the super stim, you can pop a Nuka too. But Raven pops one of those open. Again, that option stands for you if you want.
No, I like the stim pack, the super stim pack.
Do it. Super stim pack. Raven, yeah, how much AP does that bring back to the pool? Is that like 1? You get a cap off of that, and maybe someone wants to go check in on Sam, who's knocked out.
2 horsepower.
Nuka Cherry. Nuka Cherry heals 3, and you get 2 AP. So 3 health. You also have to roll 1 die to see if you're irradiated from it. See what that radiation is, Raven. Vast says, AP is still a dick, even in the TTRPG. Yeah, hey man, how you doing? Good to see you out there. Okay, you're fine. No radiation from your Nuka Cherry. But let's see. What do you got for... What do you got for 2 HP? No, 3. So 3 HP back, and then you put 2 AP back in your pool. Just to make sure that was all done up there. So, we are on the river of the Ohio, or the shores of the Ohio River, I should say. You've got one Sam knocked unconscious who's sort of crawled through the mud up towards, where you can see his icon now. He's a little further away from the boat. You've got the Mothman cultist in power armor thrown into the deeper part of the river there, pushed him off backwards. You can assume he's probably going to emerge sometime. DK's got Jim back to full health. Raven's got 3 HP back. Still badly broken arm and leg. Jim's the same with his leg.
We should check on Sam and get that APC ready to fire.
Yes.
That's an idea. Okay, so Raven's making her way over to Sam. I think Jim's got some decent healing perks and things like that. If you want to try and do a healing test on him, or if you just want to simply... Actually, if you go ahead and use a medicine and intelligence test, DK, you can add a stim pack if you'd like, but you'll be able to do some extra healing just from your test there as well.
Okay, I'll do a test.
Hey, old man, wake.
Okay, let's see again how the healing works. So you get your success. I'm pretty sure that's perfectly fine for that. That qualifies. You do it. And then... treating an injury. You heal hit points equal to your medicine rating. Okay, so now what is your medicine rating there, Jim?
Let me see here.
Yeah, that's just your skill for that.
It's a 1.
A 1. Okay, so he gets 1 hit point back. Sam, you can add that. Oh, and by the way, Jim, you can add a stim pack or anything if you'd like. I don't know if he actually needs it. I'm not sure how badly injured Sam is.
Yeah.
Don't worry about it. I got one.
Okay.
But you do get 1 HP back, Sam, as he kind of resurrects you now.
I kind of start to come into consciousness, and I reach in my bag and put a diluted stim pack directly to the dome and heal up the last couple bits of HP that I needed. And I kind of look around. Did y'all get him? Oh, where's Lena? Is she okay?
We kind of did get him. Raven pushed him off the boat. And we don't know what happened. He's kind of, I guess, sinking, if you want to say. But we'd have to check.
Oh God. We need to get eyes on him. We need to make sure that, at least someone knows where he is. And we got to figure out.
He went swimming.
We got to figure out how to get Lena out of suspended from midair like that. Make sure she's okay.
Interjection of 2 things. One, we're going to go on break in a minute so people can think of what they want to do next. But also 2, on that note, Lena's not suspended in the air. One of the Mothman cultists had surrounded the thing in vines, the APC, and tried to crush it like smashing a can. but then the next one had sort of blasted vines up that kind of almost like punted it into the air, sort of just like kicking it down the street, if you will. So it is on its side. It's on its right side, but it is laying on the ground. And, you know, if you had enough help and stuff all at once, you could tip it upright, especially with any kind of... Well, I don't know, honestly. I'm just looking at what you guys got. You got some soldiers there still. You got Alfred there. You know, if the three of you combine together some of your power to do a group test and try and, like, push that thing over, I think it'd be pretty hard, again, with 2 broken legs between the crew and some extra damage. So I will let you guys all think of what you might want to do after our break. To try and eliminate the little pops and clicks I hear on my side of the stream, everybody, I'm going to do a reset of my mixer while we do this 10-minute AFK. So there's going to be a little bit of the fake Fallout ads that you don't hear while I do that spin up and restart, just so no one's startled by that in the live stream. Is our party here good, though? Is everyone feeling okay with where you are right now as we go into the break? Are there any questions that you want answered before we go off to the void for a moment?
All good.
Okay. Sam, you're good?
I'm good.
You're good. Okay, and I heard Jim there, too. Okay, everybody. 10 minutes. Again, expect the music just to cut out here for a second, and then we'll be back. Okay, everybody. Do you know what makes you special? I do, and it's having all these great comrades around to play the Fallout TTRPG with us. So, without further ado, if we've got everyone back and you all can sound off and let me know, we'll pick up with you all at the dock. Well, I was going to say at the docks here, but at the river. You're just on the side of the river. Chaos has unfolded around you. There is there's smoke coming up from some small fires that have started. Weapons fire has been going on. There is debris that has gone into the air after especially like APC rounds had been fired off. This place is a bit of a zone of chaos here. So, okay, chat, let me see. I can turn this on. And now I can hear people again. There we go. Maybe. So I had to reset something with the mixer. Hello. DK, I hear you. We got Sky back.
Hello, hello.
Hello. And Raven, maybe we have you here too. Yeah, I see you're typing. Okay. With all that said and done, thank you all for letting me reset that during the break. I'll let you know if it sounds good. It sounds good so far on my side. I want my nature music to play, though. Let's have some Fallout nature. Where are you? I feel like Kenku's forgotten what matters most. There we go. Ambience is what matters most. Okay, so you're on the side of the Ohio River. You've all gathered up. You've gotten Sam back to consciousness. What is the plan? You see, by the way, Hell's Bells is kind of over there tucked around the outhouse. She's, sort of just gotten done shooting over at some creature that way as well. Alfred, by the way, had left her side to go run off and check on Lena. So to give people a little zoom out where you are. And I'll pass the mic back to all of you.
I'm thinking if we want to get that APC back up and running, we're going to have to get our hands on that power armor frame. That might give us the extra strength we need to tip back over.
I agree. But we're going to have to go fishing for it.
Yeah, I mean, I do know that, assuming that the Raider modifications weren't too bad on it, the power armor should be hydro sealed, so he honestly might be walking up on the shore any minute now.
Mm.
Yes, but that guy is deadly.
Well, let's see if we can get, healed up a little bit and get prepared to meet him on the shoreline. Maybe we can wrangle up with some of the people on the battlefield and just kind of create a line of defense as he approaches.
All right.
Did I attempt to heal any of their injuries?
I think that the only way for that to happen is when they're in now kind of like a full-on resting state. I mean, you guys are still in the mix of combat, so yeah, I'll let it happen. I'll let that happen. You absolutely can try. You can try and heal one for each of them if you're successful with your medicine check.
All right.
DK has a difficulty of 1. Mac has a difficulty of 2.
Okay, I will. I'll start with DK, and I'll pay 1.
Okay.
Get an extra.
Sure. 3 successes. What a gamble. You get 2 points back, which I just added to your poll.
Alrighty, and now with Raven, I will do the same thing. I'll pay for an extra.
Great. So DK, that's your leg that's now splinted.
Okay.
That does not succeed for Raven. That is 1 short.
Can I use luck?
You may, yes. You could re-roll a 17 to the 14. Yep. No complication. Oh,
Yeah,
lucky.
let's go.
Okay. Raven, is that her arm or her leg that you're fixing up?
Her arm, so that she can have her bow back.
Okay, great.
Maybe we can just get her rested up in this little, I'm trying to ping it, this little truck up here. You know, maybe she can get in like a sniper's nest position.
Sure. Sure, you can do that. That's perfectly okay.
Thanks, Sam.
Of course, we need y'all battle ready for this, and I'm so happy that y'all are alive. I don't really know what happened while I was knocked out, but y'all were looking pretty grim.
Yeah. I'll just say this. I nearly thought I was gonna die.
Yeah, I'm glad to see that y'all are up and running. Do you think we should just kind of regroup with Hell's Bells? Do you think we should worry about Lena, or do you think we should regroup with Hell's Bells and get this going? Wait for this guy.
Let's get Hell's Bells involved, and let's get ready to prepare for battle.
All right, that sounds good. Let's go grab her. Bells, you doing okay?
Oh, I took a good couple hits in that fight, but I'm okay for now. Alfred ran off to check on Lena. She's not looking. Well, I guess the odds aren't looking too great with what they did to that APC. I honestly can't believe what the hell's happened here. This was much worse than I thought. Much worse.
Hopefully, it looks like we're going to be able to pull through. I'm hoping so. Let's try to turn the tide of this battle. My friends here are telling me that he is plumb in the water right now. So if we get ready for him to breach a shoreline, I think we might have a fair shot to take him down because we need that armor.
Well, if you got any landmines or sort of things you want to set up in advance, now could be the time for it. If you got a moment. Also, Alfred's over there trying to tend to the APC. I'm not sure if he's had any luck. But it's a little run down the street there. What do you need me to do?
I'd say we can get in a defensive position on the left side of this little area. Raven, you have landmines if you want to place them, or we can check on Lena. I will probably need your help getting the door open if there's no power, though.
Also, just to put it out there, Raven is slow when you're walking, like her trying to take her places.
Good idea, Sam. I placed the mines.
She is moving mighty slow with a busted up leg. And considering, you did a little bit of patching up. I mean, yeah, Raven took a grenade blast to the leg for how bad it is, just in imagination's sake. So she's going over there. How many mines are you going to lay down? How many you got? Where do you want to put them? I'm gonna also roll just some dice for this guy to see where he stands in the mix of things. Got it.
Have 2 mines, bottle, and frag.
Oh, okay. Well, I will let you recover any that don't get used. You're gonna lay them over there, okay?
That's where I think you should. Sorry, that was me.
Gotcha.
I would. I think that would be a good spot.
Sam, any ideas where to place them?
Well, judging by where y'all threw him off the boat, he's probably going to come on the path of least resistance. So I imagine maybe on the shoreline up here, and we can try to, gloat him into coming this way. Maybe maybe Jim and I can get posted up where we were before, and kind of snipe at him, and maybe you can get posted up in that broken down bus.
So Raven hobbles over. She goes and plants one down. And if you want to go ahead, you have some time.
I place the mine frag here.
Gotcha.
And the bottle one here.
Okay. Got it.
Jim, do you want to help me check on Lena and Raven? If you see the first sign of him breaching the water, maybe we can drop what we're doing and run to the position.
Well, it's funny that you mentioned that, because
And head there for the bus.
about the exact time that Raven is heading for the bus, you hear the crack of a hunting rifle fire. He got a really good roll, you guys. He got a really good roll. Raven, he takes aim at you, having just breached from the water. I want him to use this. Use your gun, man. Okay, hunting rifle, dice roll, go. Does he have to roll? He has to roll his skills first. Whoop. Oh, Raven, you hear the crack and you see he had shot right next to you. Cinder block explodes from the ramshackle kind of raider setup that you have. You see him standing about here, climbing out of the water. The power armor is just like water is just pouring out of it. Contrary to what Sam had said a little earlier about it being water sealed, you guys broke through enough of this armor that he had started filling up with water, making his escape from it being all the more urgent. And again, you just see like water pouring out of this power armor as he is like fully stood up there, Raven, and you are lucky he missed. You're lucky he missed because the damage he would have done was real good. But, okay. So whatever you guys would like to do.
Oh, dear Sam, he hear I yell.
Let me get you guys in a better turn initiative. I'm just going to move people around here on the thing. I actually don't know if this is the proper one for you guys, but there we go, just to make it quick. So he went and did his turn. Raven, you're going to get the next attack on action, whatever you want to do action-wise. You can use your full set of things. You could either shoot back, you could rally for extra AP, you could try and I think there's a hide feature or something like that. You can kind of duck and dodge in there. You are behind some extra goodies too, by the way, so we'll need to calculate that in the next time we roll you some damage resistance. You'll get bonuses to that. Sam, you're up next. Jim's behind.
I duck behind a seat and pray.
Okay, Raven's going for the prayer. Wow. That's it? Okay. Sam, you're up. Raven's putting our power into prayer.
I'm going to use whatever sprint move. I imagine I'll have to use both to get over here.
Yeah, that seems about right. You could get maybe a little further even if you want with that, but yeah, that's it.
Here?
I'd say you could go closer this way, like up towards the building, but probably not over to the car.
I'm going to stay in position here for some cover.
Yeah, that's probably, you're probably right, actually. That's probably looking at it the best, most sensical.
I'd like to pay extra for another major action.
Sure.
Is it the 2?
Yes, 2 for another major.
All right, and I will raise my hunting rifle and fire at him.
Any specific spot you're shooting at, or you're just letting it go?
You know what? Maybe I will try the kneecaps.
Oh, with a kneecapper, huh?
Yeah, maybe I'll hit him in the legs.
Interesting idea. Now, if you do the targeted like aim thing, unless you have any perks, your difficulty of that test will go up by 1 because of that. You don't have extra difficulty because you're doing the second major action this turn because you're action boy. So difficulty 2.
Can I pay for 1 die?
Yes, you may.
Oh, I will do that.
Whoop. 1 success. So as long as that's not a targeted shot, if you're just letting it rip, that's okay to hit him anywhere. That will.
All right, I'll just let it rip.
Okay. Go ahead and roll your damage then for that weapon, hunting rifle. It has piercing too. That's nice. Oh, right to the head, Sam. I didn't hear any damage. Why didn't I hear anything? That didn't make any sound. I gotta press the button manually now. Anyway, pow! And you do connect with the head going through. What's the armor on this thing's head? Where's Notion gone? I need Notion. Here it is. His head armor was bonus location +3 location. Okay, mathed it up. Great, got it. Okay, you do damage to his head there. Sam, your turn is about spent out unless you want to spend, well, nothing. You got nothing left. You're spent.
I'll pass it on.
Okay. Jim, you are up next. What's your plan, man?
All right. Let's see. I will move up to here on this cover. And then, let's see. What do I have? Okay, hunting rifle. We'll use that.
Great.
Let's see. I can get to it. Hold on, here it is. Okay.
Sure thing. I know how that goes. Perfect. You connect. You could go ahead and deal damage.
Okay. Oh, sick. Okay. There we go.
2, 3, 4, 5 points of damage. And roll me a hit location for that, too.
I just want to add in that hunting rifles inherently have 1 piercing as well.
Excellent. And it's to the torso, which had the least stuff going on. He, by the way, has taken some extra damage while he was underwater from the bleed out from before as well. That has not healed. Jim, you do an extra 5 damage to his chest area. He is looking really, really bad. Anything extra you want to do for your turn, Jim?
No.
Okay. Then we are back to him. And you hear him yell as he begins to get closer to the shore. He's walking up. He yells, "I will come out of here and slay you with the machete I took from my dead brethren. You will all pay the price." And Raven, that's about where your frag mine is, right?
Yep.
Well, go ahead and let's roll some damage for a frag mine. That is 66s for a frag mine. This could be it, gang. This could be it. We don't know. Ooh, wow. Wow, that's a lot of damage. 2, 4, 6, 8. 8 points of damage. He steps, he completes his
Kaboom.
monologue, and right as he finishes yelling that and he waves the machete up in the air, he steps forward, hears, looks down, and it blasts him back just a couple, I guess feet, right back. He's in the mucky, muddy, boggy area of where the river meets the shore. You just see this big power armor exoskeleton frame just smash right into the mud there. Congratulations, you have killed this Mothman.
The wise one says, "Good night, dim one."
Cultist. Good night, dim one. You are now officially out of combat. You did enough to kill him in just that short amount of time. There's a lot to loot here. There's a lot to explore. So, well, maybe I shouldn't say explore, but loot. There's a lot to loot. So we'll get two things at whatever rate you guys want to take it. But the boat can be looted.
I will recover my other mine.
Yeah, you can recover your other mine. That's fine. Go do that. The boat can be looted. This area can be looted. Any of the cars on the map can be looted. Probably even let you like scrounge through some of the other junk on the map here too. Maybe we'll just roll that all up as one big one. So let me get my loot roller aside while you guys can chat amongst yourself about what your next methods are here, what your next actions are.
Can Raven rock the power armor for the time being and walk normally? Because I'm just thinking about that one woman in Fallout 4 who doesn't have any legs, and she wears a power armor frame to walk around.
Yeah, I have no problem with that. Raven, you can do the power armor for sure.
You read my mind.
I know that you're the one. I know that you want to take it for a spin. Let's go ahead and recover it, Raven. And I kind of like, work through the added on different pieces of Raider material to get to the frame, and because that's like the piece that I actually know because it was government issued. And I open it up, kind of pull this sad guy out, toss him in the water for a water burial, and now we have a new piece of power armor, shiny new power armor.
Oh,
well,
boy,
shiny.
this awesome.
Maybe going a bit far.
Yeah, anything but shiny. It's covered in viscera and guts and gore from the guy that just got exploded, and it's also bitten in the Ohio River and covered in mud, so not shiny, but functional.
We'll have to give it a good clean up
Sam,
when we get
smell
back.
it here.
I'm sorry. Hopefully we can give it a nice tune-up when we get back.
Smell like fish.
I'm sorry. But how does it feel?
Like I could toss Jim across the river.
Let's not do that. But hey, there's a dim one right here. If you want to test it out.
Okay.
Are you going to try and throw that body? Is that what I'm hearing?
Yep.
Okay, do a throw test then.
Maybe let's loot him before.
What does a throw test usually take? Is it a strength related? Because if so, your strength is now an 11 while you're in the power armor. Agility. So it's throwing plus agility. Success difficulty of just 1 to chuck him.
Sam, you want to loot him first.
Yeah, I mean, I'll roll, but nothing will probably pop up. But oh no, it was negative. I found he took stuff from me.
You found a landmine in his clothing. Boom. You are welcome to re-roll that if you want. I don't really have a complication in mind for you. Well, I guess it just lowers whatever his probably carrying here.
Yeah, I'm not too worried about it personally.
Perfectly timed and tuned. A machete is what you find on him still. That is exactly what was given here. I will let people spend more to loot the rest of it. But yeah, you find a machete, Sam. The one he took off that body. Couldn't have asked for a better roll to pop up from this roller table. Oddly coincidental. Seeing as he broke the rules of the game to take a machete off that dead guy.
Drim 1 tossing is fun.
Dim one tossing. Okay. Great. There you go. Raven gets her success. And with that, I don't know if you're doing one of those sort of spin style throws or how you're doing this, but you throw the dim one's body, and I think you were trying to get this across the river. You got your success, so yes, it does. You see it hit the ground on the other side of the Ohio River, and kind of see like just brush line there, the kind of the brambles and all that stuff. You see him crash into some of those over there, and
it leaves a hole in the leaves shaped like a person.
Yeah, exactly. So now you've recovered your power armor. You are allowed. Never mind. I do want to say you are throwing dead people while your friend is dying. That's just
yeah. We had to test it out. Make sure that's good. Let's go.
Okay, Sam's making his
Wow,
way.
that is cool. I should help Lena.
You should help Lena. As Sam gets over to the crashed APC, you see it is on its right side, completely toppled over. Alfred has been circling it. He is worried out of his mind. He sees you come up. Master Sam, I can't get into the APC. Look, it's still covered in vines. I haven't heard anything from Lena from within. I've been knocking and hollering, and I had to fight off a cultist that tried to come over, and I don't know what to do.
Maybe we could try to cryolate the vines and then freeze them so that they maybe Raven can use this handy dandy new power armor and just rip them off.
Cool with me.
I like that idea, Sam.
Who's got the cryolator? Raven does? Or Mr. Handy's?
Well, yes, Mr. Handy. His arm.
Yeah, he goes ahead and blasts them with the last couple cells he has for the cryolator, and is able, with what he has left, to exactly as you said, coat the exterior of the vines. They are now frozen and brittle, almost like liquid nitrogen had sprayed upon them. And if it's up to Raven, just rip them off. She can absolutely do that. Is that what you're doing, Raven?
Does she need a test for it?
Nope.
Yes.
Nope. No test needed. Okay, you can rip them off then. Go for it. Just break off these vines. Now, the real test here is about toppling the thing back onto its right-sidedness. This thing is hella heavy. It's a lot bigger than the one you see in the picture. Even with power armor, this is going to be a difficult test because, it's a huge piece of kit, and it's made with, some of the strongest armor the U.S. military had produced. So, considering this thing is, again, double the length of a normal APC, it's almost more like a little small bus. You all can assist in this test to try and get it, but it is going to be a difficulty 4 strength and athletics test to try to right this thing.
I might need some help, Jim and Sam, even with suit.
I'm behind you. I'll use the lift training I learned in the military. Place my legs right, get my broken knees in the proper position, and try to push with all my might along with them.
So, Raven, you can roll your normal test here. It's just that we have to do the mental math to make sure that we accept any numbers that come in. Well, okay. You're not spending anything. Okay. That is a complication that you've rolled there, by the way. So she got 1 success and 1 complication. She can keep that, and you all are able to roll a strength and athletics to try and help her. That one's going to succeed. So now you have 2 successes. And again, remember, the reason is because your strength is boosted from a 6 to an 11. But she rolled an 8 and a 13, so that's 2 successes.
I used luck.
Yes. She took a luck point, and now she has 2 successes. So, Sam, if you roll a success and Jim rolls a success, you guys have the means to do it. Alfred could help too, but he's not a very, he's not, I don't know that Mr. Handy units are really meant for lifting, per se. I don't know how much juice is in those jets to write an APC.
I'm going to really put my back into it and just pay 1 under the table. So no adding AP, just taking it, you can just add 1 to your pool, and I'll add that. I'll add a die.
I don't think you can for group tests like this. I don't think so.
Oh, yeah, you're right. So do we roll 1?
Yeah, it's gonna,
Gotcha.
if you choose to do the thing, it'll be the first one on the left we'll take. Let me just double check that I'm not wrong about this. When people are assisting, difficult tasks. You can't buy additional D20 if you are assisting. You can only roll the 1. Yeah.
Do we use luck for it?
I'll let you. Yeah. You can use luck for that. It doesn't say.
I'd rather get it in order now than to make it seem like I'm begging you.
No,
after
you're
it's done.
fine. That's a good question. The way to do this a little bit better, just from an educational standpoint, is Raven, you probably should have bought extra AP from me in that moment where you don't have any in your pool, but the test is a 4. Just because it's such a difficult test. So, Sam, you can roll it. Jim, you're going to need to roll it too, just a heads up. So you can both roll an athletics and strength. We'll take the die on the left. No successes from Sam. And no successes from Jim. Oh, no. But I did say you could use your luck to re-roll. So if you guys want to try and re-roll that one on the left, go for it. Nada from Sam. Okay, that's spent. Jim, you could probably save your luck because it's not going to help.
Yeah.
You guys try and try and try. And as much effort as you're putting into it, the APC does not budge. I mean, pardon me, it budges a bit. You can lift it up just a little bit, but it fairly well crashes down. In fact, there is concern to what Sam had said about his training, that you realize this is actually an opportunity to get really hurt. What would make today really special is if someone got crushed underneath of the APC while they're trying to help write it. That would be the icing on the cake. So you're in a little bit of a pickle here. Alfred goes, "Oh, she's going to be dead in there. Lena, you need to open the hatch if you could hear us." And he tries to fly up and look in.
We need more help to lift this.
"Where will we get more help? There are some soldiers left here, but you can see they're badly wounded." And Hell's Bells, by the way, at this point, I'm not really doing a great job of moving their markers around, but she, again, is kind of taking care of the people. There are extra soldiers there, that have taken place or taken whatever in the combat, and she's helping to, get them triaged, get them treated off to the side. And she's kind of coming over with you guys at this point anyway. And she goes, "Any luck getting that thing moving? I hear Alfred sounds a little worried, to say the least."
I don't think it's going to happen. What I do think we need to focus on is getting Lena out of this tin can, and we can worry about it later.
All right. There's at least 2 ways into an APC, right? We got the hatch on the top front to get into near the pilot's seat, and we got the back door with the spin wheel like a vault hatch. What do you think we should do? We try and pop one of those?
I think we should probably try out the back just in case we need to carry her out.
I think that's mighty wise. Okay.
Oh man, I didn't even think about that. I don't know if we'd be able to get a good grip on it. I don't know how wide this river is.
Pretty wide. The Ohio River's got enough space for boats like this to be going up and down it. So, pretty substantial.
That's not we could definitely try that first. And if it doesn't work, I say plan B is we get the wounded back to Hope on the boat, and we can just come back with some Brahmin and try it again.
GM perspective, these sound like great options to me. I like them.
Yes, let's try.
Well, before we do that, I'd like to see if we can get Lena out. I worry, after trying to lift that, I worry about her rattling in there. We don't know how bad she is. If she gets moved too much, it might hurt her more.
You want me to rip the hatch off?
Just kind of see if you can give it some elbow grease to open it before maybe ripping it clean off.
As she's typing and investigating this, Raven, you see that as you're going around that back hatch, that with the damage from the vines, when they tried to kind of surround it and crush it like a tin can, you can see that, a lot of the framework is lightly bent. Not bent enough that the thing is useless, but it's bent enough that the door is now a difficulty 2 to try and get off. So it's half of the difference of what you tried to do before in writing it. But be mindful, this is a difficulty 2 in case you want to spend AP. By the way, if anyone else has different ideas, Jim, whether you want to try something more science-y or you want to be working on trying getting the boat ready to go, just throwing that out there, that any and all of that is an option too. The boat was not hit with any AP rounds from the last combat. That was a kind of a general concern there, was that, if it had gotten hit, it would be in bad shape. It did have an explosion, 2 explosions on the back of it. Some of the rigging around the winch system was damaged, but I don't think that would be hard for the team to get repaired and ready to go.
Okay, I will try spinning the wheel. It looked damaged. I think I can do it. I will buy 2 app to help.
You can buy 2 dice rolls, so 3 AP for me is maybe what you're hearing. So you're going to roll 4 dice, I think is what I'm hearing. I guess I'll also put it out there again. The team could try and throw in assistance on this as well. So I'll take 3 AP. You can roll 4 dice, but if you fall short of that, Jim and Sam could help you again. I do think this is a better amount of dice to try and roll, though. And your target number is...
16, I believe.
Where'd it go?
With the strength and the power armor.
What was the number you said again?
16.
16.
Because you said it brings it up to 11.
Yeah, why can't I even see it here? Athletics and strength. Okay, hers was... So 11, you're correct. I just wanted to see it from my own eyes. Yes, Raven, you got 4 successes off of that. So that puts 2 back into your pool. Are you tagged in any of... You are tagged in athletics? I'm just looking at your sheet, because you might have gotten an extra one. You might have actually gotten 5 on that. Let me view your character sheet for a second. Athletics is tagged at 5. Yes, that 4 counts as 2. She gets a critical success on that. So you get an extra point of AP back into your pool. You have 3 in there now.
Yes.
With that, Raven, you're able to... And you pull on that. The wheel finally releases, and the door kind of pulls back. And with that, you can see, looking in, an extremely disheveled interior for the APC.
Lena, hold on, Raven is coming.
On its side, you can see you are effectively walking on the wall, the right-hand interior of it, as you are seeing kind of radio equipment that had been in there and fallen over. Some things are still strapped into the side. And as you walk over bits and bobs, trying not to break anything as you get to the front, you see a very, very badly injured Lena. She's bleeding from the forehead quite profusely. She's well out of the driver's chair, as she's just kind of laying up against laying on the floor, but up against what is actually the fusion kind of power core area of the APC. If you remember, that's on the right-hand side of it towards the front. And she's basically kind of laying strewn over that. It's almost like she's kind of lit up just a little bit by the ambient glow of the fusion core in there, plugged into its rigging. Using that word a lot tonight. Too much. Raven clicks on her flashlight. Get a better view of Lena.
Sam, she looked badly hurt. What do I do? Bring her to you.
Let me get in there. I imagine that in this APC, there's some sort of I can't think of the word, but the thing that you carry people on when they're wounded.
Stretchers.
Yeah, stretcher. There's some sort of stretcher.
Yeah.
And I take it off the wall, which is now the floor, and I take it over to Lena, who I imagine is still like strapped in, and try to gently coax her out of the seat and onto the stretcher. And I say, Raven, here, help me with this, as we pull her out.
Okay, Sam.
Let me see here briefly, too. I'm not sure if I can show this to the people at home or not, but if I can, I'd like to zip you guys a little visual of the interior. Oh no, where did it go? APC. Here we go. If I can figure out where my... Whoop. Okay, great. So there you go. There's kind of a picture of what they're, this is the fusion core thing that Lena's kind of laying slumped over. That's where she was supposed to be sitting, was the driver's seat, but the fusion core is about to the right of that, and she's kind of slumped over that. So Sam, you said you went in there and you're looking for a stretcher off the wall, right? Something like that out of the lockers. There's some visuals for people at home too, of kind of just what that looks like. Like what's the interior? There's lockers hanging open. There's items strewn about, crates and containers on the side, and you do find a stretcher in there, Sam. You're able to pull one out.
I imagine it's like in that netting area with maybe by the gas cans and stuff.
Yeah. This is probably where you guys... Sorry, pardon me for interrupting. You'll see this in just a second on stream if you have it up. But this is probably what you guys are walking on right now. The image that's right behind me. This you got your seats on the floor. You're walking as if that's the floor and the ceiling's the netting. Continue, sorry.
We'll just layer at the bank of this road, off to the side. I'm not sure if there's anything I can do test-wise. Or, I could give her a stim pack, maybe.
Yeah, I think at the minimum right now, she's knocked very well unconscious. You could try to give her a stim pack if you'd like. That would definitely help with her overall health. Although, what is the mental or cognitive damage from a collision like this is to be determined. I think the best course you'd probably recognize is taking her back to Jacob as soon as possible.
For sure. I will just, do some minor medical stuff just to get her stable, make sure, nothing is bleeding out on the trip there. And I suppose we'll load her on the boat.
Okay, to the boat we go, huh? So with that, you and Raven, with the stretcher, are able to get Lena aboard that, and you begin taking her over to the boat. So the boat has minor damage on the exterior. By the way, I should add that Alfred comes along and goes, "Oh, Master Sam, Master Raven, she does not look good. I am not loaded with any medical protocols in situations like this. It's well beyond my taking, but I will do my best to keep her stable and so she doesn't, well, so if anything worse happens, I'll let you know. I will let you know if her condition changes. I just do hope you could get us home in urgent fashion."
Absolutely. I think, we only need just an extra maybe 30 minutes to try to get this back over. So if you can buy us that time, that'd be fantastic.
And Hell's Bells joins you on the boat, too. She's helping some wounded soldiers get aboard there also. She goes, "So is this thing really ready to travel? You guys think we can push this thing off and go on our way? Or you want to try and winch that APC? What's our next plan here?" Thanks, OBS, for randomly crashing out in the middle of it. No reason for that either. Anyway, I don't know if you remember what you were saying there, but if you'd like to go back and say that again, Sam, I'm sorry. I don't know if you remember what you were saying.
Oh, if we're good to go, then I'm good.
Yes, you're good to go.
I was saying that we will try to winch the APC up, try to get it moving. If it works, we'll take separate parties back. Some of us will take the APC, some of us will stay here. My problem is with Lena out, who's going to drive?
I could.
Not me.
Yeah, I most definitely can't. I don't think it's going to work.
I can.
Jim's volunteering. Hellsbells says, "Well, someone's got to pilot the boat and someone's got to pilot the APC if that's the plan."
I say, if that's the case, maybe we just leave the APC overturned. If it's too difficult for us to get, it means it'll be too difficult for other people to get. But if we leave it right side up here, then who knows who's going to come to get it. Maybe they'll just see it as another, war relic, then they don't know that it actually works.
I think that's a good idea from a GM perspective. I think that's smart. Close the door, batten the hatches. I don't know if you guys left that open whenever you left the APC, but maybe it's worth going back and locking it just for safety's sake.
Raven, maybe you can put that unused bottle cap mine as a trap.
Yes, sir, and I shut the door.
All right, let's do it. We'll leave it wrapped up, locked up, and we'll see if this boat works. I would say, Jim, that might be your specialty.
Okay.
I'm not good with the electronics here.
Okay, so Jim's going to take a look at getting the boat working. Is that correct? Is that what I heard? Sorry, I might have...
Yes.
Okay, Jim. As you go in, you do see a fairly well-maintained bridge to the place. Of course, there's broken glass from where Sam was punched out the window, but otherwise, Pretty decent. There is a ladder, or, well, sort of ladder. It's a small metal, ladder to go down into the lower hold of the ship here as well. But as you're getting into the bridge, you see pretty basic setup. There's the steering for the ship. There's a couple like radio sort of systems there. There are just other navigational instruments. So to get the boat going, so to actually travel with it will ultimately be a piloting test, but you can do a difficulty 1 repair test just to get things functional, to see, the systems, what all lights up and what all comes online for the thing. So if you want to do a difficulty 1 intelligence and repair, you can, and try and get this thing online. You can spend AP. You got 3 in the pool. It probably is not a bad chance to do that. I'd probably add an extra die just for the hell of it.
Okay. All right.
That's just my opinion, though. Two successes. Wonderful. You get 1 AP back to the pool. And as you do that, Jim, you go ahead, you turn the key in there, and you hear the engine come to life. You see power flicker back to some of these old electronics on the bridge, and you get the idea that this boat has probably been used more recently. You strongly get the idea that this boat is not in the shape of most completely abandoned ships in the area that you've seen scattered along other parts of rivers, whether it was up the Ohio or, in your other travels. This one's doing pretty decent. You can guess again that people have been using this at least within the last couple months, if not more recent than that. So Jim has the boat now online. You've never piloted a boat before, I would guess, but if you're interested in trying, this would be now a piloting test if you want to try and get this thing going up north. Is there anything else you want to do? They've loaded a bunch of the soldiers on the back of the boat. They've kind of taken up little corners here and there, resting up against the sides of it. Hell's Bells has seen to patching up their wounds as best as possible. Some of them still, have some pretty bad triage sort of stuff going on. They really need to see Jacob soon. Alfred's tending to and hovering over Lena, just making sure she's okay. It looks like Raven's probably on the back of the boat. She had set, gets back on board the boat after setting the hubcap mine and securing the door for the APC.
Yes, the wise one will be pleased, I say to myself.
I'm going to take some, I imagine there's some like straps on the boat, and I'm going to strap Lena to the stretcher and carry her down the hole with Alfred, just so that she's in a safe position, kind of protected.
Gotcha. So, Sam, as soon as you go down into the lower part of the hold with Lena, you see crates and barrels, and interestingly enough, you see the Mothman logo drawn, written, scrawled, painted on these different, again, barrels and crates. You could investigate them further if you'd like. You could ignore all of that. You can do what you want, but whatever was going on down here has Mothman relation to it.
I am gonna attempt this. I don't know if anything's gonna happen, but because my score's so low. But I just would like to give it a look over and see if it's safe, if there's any traps or any doodads going on.
Oh, sure. Perception survival. Let's see for doodad. Check it. You don't see anything in particular. Are you trying to open containers, or are you just scouting the outside of them?
I was just scouting, maybe looking for like any tripwires.
Sure.
If you kind of crack it open a little bit.
No tripwires.
But
that you
But
see.
with that, I'll just kind of look and peer in, see what we're looking at.
As you open the lid to one of the barrels, you see a fine purple powder within the barrel. And it almost glistens in the light. Or I guess I could say it almost glistens without the light.
I reach into my bag and I pull out a glove and I put it on my hand and I kind of pick up a little bit of the powder between two fingers and rub it together. Just kind of looking at it, getting the texture, just not really knowing what I'm looking at, but just trying to get a general sense of what it is. And kind of brush it off, and I put the lid back on and very carefully to make sure not to disturb it.
You could do a medical check if you're very interested in trying to see what this stuff is, if that would be of interest to you.
I would love to.
Yeah, go for it. Then just roll a difficulty 1 science and intelligence and medicine check for me, please. Great. Get an AP back in the pool. You don't know exactly what you're dealing with. You've never seen this before in your travels, but having opened it and kind of interacted with it, you feel a very light, euphoric, almost calming feeling come over you. Whatever you've interacted with can be breathed in is the first thing you realize, considering you had gloved hand and such to do that. So it does go into an almost aerosol form. But you're feeling good. Other than that, you don't know too much about it.
Knowing, kind of getting the vibe and knowing some background in medicine, I do realize the effects are, very similar to some sort of drug, maybe day tripper or even jet. So I get a wash, like just a rag that's, I'm assuming, like, again, we're on a boat. I'm assuming there's like a rag
Sure.
on here, and I'm going to wet it with some purified water and just put it over Lena's face, like her mouth and nostrils, just to make sure that she's not breathing any of this in while she's down here.
What a smart idea. Or you could dose her with it and she won't feel any pain. I like that plan. That's a great idea.
And with that, I will lackadaisically climb back up the ladder, feeling really good.
He's back in the bridge of the ship now, Jim. He's with you.
How's Lena doing?
He's definitely worse for wear. Wouldn't recommend anyone going down there. There's some sort of tryptamine or something down there. I heavily don't, the air, it could be polluted with this drug. It feels good, really good, but I don't know the effects of it yet, and I worry about too high of an exposure.
All right. Well, I'll be honest. I've never piloted anything before, but I guess we got to give it a shot if we want to get home.
I had some turns on the fishing boats back in the day, but I'm feeling kind of confident right now. I don't know why, but I'll help you out, buddy. Don't worry.
All right.
Jim, you can go ahead and you're gonna roll a. It's just a difficulty 1. What is it? Piloting and agility. Did we say it was? And then Sam, you're gonna get to help him out, and because of your state, you get a free reroll on your assist for him because of your extreme confidence there. So, yeah, it is piloting and perception. I think I said the wrong thing. Piloting and perception, Jim, if you want to roll that for me. And Raven says, I'm sneaking down there. Oh, Jim, look at you go. You get an AP back in the pool for that. See, Sam's surefiredness, whatever. He's convinced you got it. And with that, the engine kind of revs to life here, and you begin kind of pulling it out, backing it up, and moving it away from the shoreline, going towards the center of the river. The river is flowing against you. You're going north up it. I know we didn't really loot areas back there, but you're leaving the APC. So I just want to confirm that before you guys go. Is that intentional? Do you want to come back here at a later point and loot this place? Or was that done already? I don't think really anyone said they were in particular going to do that.
No.
I imagine we can come back to it if y'all want to.
You at least have a good reason to be here with the APC, more than even just the generic like loot that you might find. Okay, so you begin your path up the river, successful sailing. Raven, you had snuck down the stairs when those two were just too euphoric with getting the boat going. They were focused on instruments and readouts and all the rest. Two guys have never piloted a boat before, and you were able, maybe wearing your power armor, I don't know if you've taken that off or not, but you have gone down into the lower hold. What's your intention down there, Raven? You see, as you get in there, again, straightforward kind of cargo hold, nothing too fancy. There's some metal beams that, are structural, that kind of almost separate the left and the right side from each other, leaving that center walkway fairly well open. At the end of that, you see Lena laying on the stretcher there, and I don't know if we formally said this, but probably at the time that you were going down there, maybe you snuck down there with Alfred included, but he has now joined Lena's side. You see him go, "Oh, Lena, I hope you'll be okay. I hope they can hurry and get this boat going faster. We're never going to make it at this rate. I feel so helpless."
I see the barrels and move to corner to rest.
Yeah, as you go over there, you see the Mothman logo written on these barrels. Written, drawn, scrawled, painted, sort of different for each one. Is your goal to inspect these, or you're just sitting and moving in the corner?
Just sitting.
Gotcha. Well, as you all begin your journey up the river, Raven, as you are sitting, kind of watching over Lena, sort of meditating, maybe getting a little bit kind of calm, maybe even a little euphoric, as you begin to feel sort of an energy move over you, and all of a sudden you hear the sound of the Mothman's wings as you are teleported once more into a dark wood. You look around you as your vision clears, and you see moths skitter off into the distance, flying up into the trees as a cloaked figure moves out from the shadows. It is the one you've come to know as Errol, and he looks at you and says, "Sister, you completed quite a task on this day, and it seems you found yourself our bounty." And in that phrase, the scenery around you begins to blur. you're in the forest in the outcropping of trees, but now the barrels and the crates are all around you. It's as if the two scenes have merged into one another. And behind Errol, even, you see Lena's stretcher still sat out with her body, and you see Alfred kind of floating over her still, quieter now, muted. You don't hear him, you don't hear his jets, but you see them, and he does not seem to notice the change in scenery as Errol kind of stands in front of you, between you and Lena. He says, "You have found what we have lost, and in urgent order. You know the time of year is ripe for our arrival, and you have just secured our biggest bounty. You know what this is, don't you? What's in all these crates around you, what you help secure for the Wise One and all those who see his light?"
Yes, this the powder that lets us see.
That is right. It is our goal to get this to Point Pleasant, and you're going to be the champion of this crusade. It is almost the equinox of our Mothman. I need you to shepherd over the supplies you've gathered here today. And he looks over his shoulder. He can see Lena. And he goes over. And interestingly enough, he can interact with this surrounding. He goes over to Lena, and when he gets to her, he reaches over to one of the barrels, and he scoops out some of the powder, and he crouches down over her and removes the shroud that Sam put over her face, and he releases the handful of purple dust right over her face. And it's probably just the hallucination state that you're in now, but it's as if the powder, it's almost like you see it go into her, but it doesn't cover her. It's not like pouring flour over your face and having all these streaks and marks of it, but instead it's like it goes straight up her nostrils in a way. It has a kind of a flowing essence to it, like it moves a little on its own, knowing where to go. And after he completes this task, he looks over at you and says, "It is vital that you protect our shipment at all costs. There are those who would want to dispose of this great gift from our Mothman, but I need you, great sister, wise sister, to be able and willing to put down your life to protect this. It is not my charge and task to give you, but his. We will be in Appalachia soon, within the next 3 weeks. Do not do us wrong, Raven. Keep this secure from those who might destroy it, even if it's the people of hope. And if it comes to it, you must destroy them first. This is our most important task. Remember that now darker shadows walk this land than we've ever seen before. The interlopers have potentially awoken. I myself do not know the answer to that yet, but I'm sure we will see more of the light when we arrive in Point Pleasant. And that's where you will greet us, sister, in 3 weeks. Do not be short. Do not be late. Everything hinges upon this. A great war has
Master,
started.
do you think Sam and Jim would want to destroy this? They wouldn't, would they? In 3 weeks.
Well, I will trust that you have the ability to coerce and convince any friends and allies of yours to see that this is the correct path to walk. And should they wish to walk it alone, my dear, we are not here to stop them. Let them go on to the woods in the middle of the night. Let them see what hell beasts will rise up to devour them. I have faith in you and your steadfastness. You could get this done.
Yes, Master.
Keep as many as will come. Invite the whole town. This is a celebration for us all. But my time talking to you is wearing thin. I must keep moving myself. Lantern is far from Appalachia, and we have a mighty journey to go. I trust that you'll hold any of your questions for the next time you see me. Raven, you go ahead. You can ask your question. At the same time this is happening in the hold, Sky, you're up on the bridge of the ship, and Jim's hyper-focused on his driving. You, Sam, as you're kind of sitting there in this euphoric state, sort of looking maybe out at the side, but keeping tabs on some of the radio equipment in the ship, you begin to hear a little adjustment come through, a little skimming of channels, and Sam, you all of a sudden feel like you're a little lost as you get closer to the radio, closer, and you hear, Samuel, I received your message, but all too late. I'm not sure what I could do for you from my position in the tower. But it seems you may be in trouble. Sam, you recognize this voice as Modus.
Modus, is that you? Can you hear me?
I can hear you, Samuel. You can speak. What is your status?
No, man. It got a little bit crazy. The Mothmen, we got the boat. But there's some stuff under here. It messes with your mind, man. It messes with it bad.
You have a boat now. Is that how we're able to communicate over the radio?
It looks to be a tugboat, so there's a radio controls. I'm guessing you're picking it up.
Indeed I am. And what of your situation? You say there is a powder here?
It's pink. It's covered in Mothman logos. I don't know what they were intending to use it for, but I can't imagine it was for good.
How interesting. I am, of course, aware that there is a creature called the Mothman who has and was... He was tracked across Appalachia before the war. And in fact, some of my systems already have data, including some biological samples of a cryptid known as the Mothman. As for those that serve them now, I have not seen any use of them. Cultists, those who worship what they do not know. This powder, if you're able to bring it to me, there is a chance I can analyze it. Though I can't promise that I would be able to fabricate it or replicate any kind of antidote to its effects. That I cannot predict. What is your intention?
I think that I'd like to know exactly what this is, what they've intended to use it for, because I know you wouldn't understand, but the effects of it, It's almost beyond human.
How interesting. Well, Samuel, if you're able to bring me a sample of this dust, I'm sure we could analyze it. Though my supplies and abilities to do so at this specific station, tower, antenna bunker, limited. I don't have the greatest medical and scientific wing here. And from memory, you took my last working microscope.
We can do whatever we need to get you up and running. I think ultimately that would be beneficial regardless, even if we can't chase, whatever this powder is. I want to get it to you as soon as possible, but it feels like there's eyes everywhere.
You mention eyes everywhere. I have detected a massive uptick in radio chatter. It seems that multiple settlements across Appalachia have been hit by Mothman cultists, as it would coincide with your story. Beyond that, there was one seismic event detected within the last 48 hours. But that area is south of here in an abandoned mine, and it's likely that some adventurer had simply detonated pre-war explosives. Unless you think there might be something more happening.
It's far too coincidental, and you never know. They do like to hide in the dark. It's entirely possible they were down there. We'll be down here again to get the APC. We might investigate it while we're here. It shouldn't be too far.
You have an APC?
We do.
How interesting.
It's turned over right now, though.
And does it have radio connectivity, Samuel?
It does, but we weren't able to get it up and working completely when we first tried it.
How interesting. Well, maybe I can assist you with that in the future. It would be to my benefit to be able to have connection with you throughout your travels.
When we get back to Hope, I can hop on the horn and try to get back in touch with you and give you the status report from there.
An excellent idea. Well, safe travels to you, and don't let any river monsters capsize your boat.
I'll keep that in mind, thank you. Talk to you soon.
With that, in an almost haze-like state, Sam almost doesn't know if that was a real conversation or not, as the radio crackles and fades out into the background.
As that happens, the eyes watching me reel in my mind, the thought of that reel in my mind, I'm getting paranoid. I feel like there's something out there. And I look out to the banks of the river, and I don't know if it's my mind messing with me, but I think it's possible that I see a man in a black patchwork suit smiling deeply at me, and my blood draws cold.
Sam thinks he's seeing the laughing man. The smiling man, I should say.
Oh my.
I quickly just retreat and take a seat next to Jen in the cockpit.
Raven, back to you briefly. That as both you and Sam were having conversations, your visions of Errol fade as he departs, as he walks out of the clearing. And as your vision goes back to some form of normal, where you see what looked like an open grove of trees now returns as the bulkheads of a ship. And there you see Lena. And there you see Lena smiling, wide, a smile across her face.
Al, is Lena okay?
Well, no, no, I'm not sure you just got here. She's not okay. Her head is badly injured, and there's nothing that I can do about it. I'm quite beside myself. And he looks down. But she is smiling. I don't remember.
Is she smiling, or is that me?
I don't remember seeing that a moment ago. How bizarre.
Oh.
Brain damage does strange things to people. That's all I know. Once I read a comic in which the protagonist was hit in the head by a block and they were knocked unconscious, and when they had woken up, they were a completely different person. And oh, well, it's my hope that that's not what's happening here.
You think her mind is broken? Can we fix this?
I am no kind of doctor of the mind. Although, maybe when we get back to town, I could be, if only Tom would have some kind of psychiatrist program or something I could install. Maybe I could tinker around in your brain or her brain. I could be a doctor. Oh, who am I kidding? I don't think any of this will work.
Okay, Al, you poke around in mine for fun.
Oh, dangerous. Dangerous. I remember in the other comic that left people's brains scrambled.
I like eggs.
It's no time for jokes. If you have nothing to add, you should leave. He's very flustered and does not take to your joking well.
Okay, Al, sorry.
Oh, just get us home in one piece. And as that conversation is happening, you are returning home in one piece. As you all begin, or I should say, you begin the beginning of the end. You're getting there to your destination. Let's flip our map over here to Hope and see what we can do. Okay, everybody, let's hope that alchemy is kind to us tonight and synchronizes. Okay, and if you look up to the area where the warehouse was located on the map, you will see, as you're arriving, that there is a dock constructed by the people of the town. Nothing too fancy, but enough for you to park your ship. You, with Jim's expert navigation skills, though he's never piloted before, he is able to nicely get that boat aligned with the dock. No problemo, no accidents, no destroying of the dock today. And as you kind of pull it in to harbor there, you have made your full return to the town of Hope. Now, most of you are still, of course, located on the boat up there. It is your choice of what you would like to do. There's only 20 or less minutes of our session tonight. So maybe this is a good point to put a pin in if you'd like to conclude with your arrival to the town, or if anyone else would like to go on their way and do any other pieces of their arrival, I will leave that to the group. But it is just shy 20 minutes, and if you wanted to do a debrief tonight as part of a little recording at the end, we could certainly do that for the gang here. 'Tis up to you.
I imagine the story that will continue after this is going to take longer than 20 minutes, so maybe we should put a pin in.
Yeah.
I think that's a good idea. So with that, the boat rolls in. We leave all of our heroes in exactly that place today. Their arrival at Hope. There's some people out there as your boat's pulling in. You can see them at the dock. Some of them kind of wave. Again, the town expecting this sort of thing. But you come back with some harrowing stories. Not all success. You brought a boat, but you lost an APC. You also have a gravely wounded member of town with you, as well as some beat-up soldiers, though ultimately the battle was very well won. Also, Raven has some pretty janky but functional power armor. So, let's bring it to a close there, everybody. That will be this week's installment of Tales from Tomorrow. And the people listening at home, this is a great reminder. I don't say it enough, but if you're watching this on YouTube or anything like that, don't forget to give it a thumbs up, like it, subscribe to it, all the rest. We will absolutely be excited to catch you the next week. We're going to have this episode come out early this week into syndicated onto YouTube. So look out for that. Again, when that comes up, if that's what you're hearing this through, like it, subscribe, leave a comment. Even if you just say, hey, loved it, that matters a lot. It boosts us in the algorithm and gets us more traction. As a reminder that we're doing the open summer session. So for people that want to play the Fallout 2D20 game with us, we will be hosting sessions all throughout the summer. Please get in contact with me through YouTube comment, through Discord, or through TikTok comment. Make sure I respond to you. I ultimately want to get your email for the list. So if I don't respond back to your comment, assume it was missed and lost in the shuffle. But if I've gotten an email from you and confirmed it, then you've been added to the list. If for any reason you don't hear from me, though, otherwise you don't get any email in the future, do try and remember. I know it's very hard in this digital age, but the goal will be to send out an email to everyone probably in early May to let you know what the options are for the campaigns. I would like to get my email out, let's say the first week of May. That way you all have a couple days to respond and say what you're most interested in. We'll talk about scheduling at that time too. And I will leave a conclusion note on that, harp on this for just a second and say, when scheduling for TTRPGs, I know people all have busy schedules. As best as possible, we ask that you be a bit committed and also sort of flexible for this, meaning if you sign up to take part in a 3-part campaign, we ask from the bottom of our heart, please block off those 3 parts for the summer. That's all it is. Three meetings, technically a 4th for our session 0, just so people know how their characters work. But just set that time aside as best as you can and try and attend those. This is not a 20-week campaign by any stretch. So, and then the point about being flexible is we've got a lot of people we're going to be trying to organize with, and trying to get 4 people and a 5th, a GM at the table can be a bit of a harrowing experience on its own. So being flexible but committed to your time slots will be really, really important, and that will make that process just glide by if we can do it. These campaigns are, I think my players would say, rather fun. They're very little commitment in terms of you don't have to spend any money on it. And I mean, we're really here to walk you through the game. So if you're interested in becoming a regular or just want to try it out for yourself, just want to see what it's about, this is something to put on your calendar, something to get your eyes and your mind attuned to. So look out for some emails coming in May. Get in touch with me about it early. A reminder that if you want to buy into this game for yourself, code BTAILS at the Modiphius shop saves you 10%, and the code BTAILS18 will save you 20% off of the Bethesda gear shop. If that code expires, you can try BTAILS 19, 20, 21, and so on and so forth. By the way, it's BTAILS spelled like B as in Bethesda, Tales as in stories. So use those codes as much as you want. Helps us out, gives a kickback to the show. Also a note that Sky, DK, and myself will be recording our rambly, fun new podcast on Wednesday. I have a very first attempt at it of just a geek and nerdery sort of podcast. We're going to do it up on Twitch and maybe syndicate it to some places. So keep your ears and eyes open for that as well. The Discord server is a great place for that. And I think that's all the rambling I want to do for this week. Is there anything else people want to say before we bring this episode to full conclusion?
I just want to say thanks, as always, to everyone for watching. I appreciate it, and I will see everyone soon.
That's the spirit. Okay, from all of us, a good night to you. And we're going to go record just a very brief little wind down and recap to it. So for those at home, goodbye, good night, and stay safe. Take care.